Good evening muli sa ating mga bayaning listener. Nandito na naman tayo sa ating segment na SMS sa Madaling Sabi. Noong mga dalawang biyernes na nauna, nakasama natin ang business faculty and then yung ating ibang mga faculty from engineering and architecture. Ngayong biyernes, makakasama naman natin si Engineer Santos and si Mr. Caronan mula sa Computer Studies and ECE and EE. So muli, welcome sa ating every Friday segment na SMS sa Madaling Sabi. So hindi ko na papahabain at hindi ko na din bibigyan ng mahabang intro si Engineer Santos and si Mr. Caronan. Hayaan natin silang ipakilala yung kanilang mga sarili sa atin. So mauna po muna si Engineer Santos.
Hello po. So good evening everyone. So I'm Engineer Arlene Santos. So ako po yung program head for electronics engineering and electrical engineering. And also, isa din po ako sa alumni from Bataan Heroes College. So graduate din po ako ng Bataan Heroes College. Ayun.
Thank you, ma'am. So next, si Mr. Caronan.
Hello, good evening. So I am Dennis Giovanni Caronan. So currently I'm the program chair of the Computer Studies. Also a part of the technical sport specialist of itong school natin.
Okay,
so, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. So ngayon naman po, unahin natin si Engineer Santos. So, Engineer, ano po yung pagkakaiba at pagkakapareho ng ECE at EE?
Kung titingnan natin at this present time, halos lahat ng ating kagamitan, for example, devices, no, lahat yan is in terms of technology. So in this case, for this technology, the continuous development of our technology, dito nagkakasundo si ECE sa CE. So more or less, for EE, as of today, ang target natin is lahat renewable energy. Kumbaga, go green tayo. And then, for the ECE, we are part of developing technologies para maging automatic. Magkaroon tayo ng automation. And yung magpapower ng automation na yun is the EE or the electrical. So those, yun yung pagkakapareho ng ECE and EE. So kumbaga, collab sila. And then for the difference, of course, is that meron silang specific discipline itself. For example, for electrical engineering. For electrical engineering, mostly they're dealing with power generation. Okay? Distribution of electricity. Paano natin siya gagawin sustainable? Paano manggagaling yung kuryente? Paano natin siya ipoproduce from the power plant na madidistribute sa bawat bahay? And then for ECE, is more on application of technology for communication. Paano tayo nagko-communicate? For example, we have the cell phones. Paano nagkakaroon ng communication? Paano nagko-connect? Nakapag-usap? Nakakapag-chat, for example. Or ito, via transmission. So, yun yung pinaka-main core for ECE. Ayun po.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. So, kumbaga, sa panahon natin ngayon, lalo na sa pandemic, na we need virtual and online, nag-work together yung ECE and EE para ma-develop. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, po.
Sa pangalawa, ma'am, ano po yung mga dapat i-expect ng ating mga student kung siya ay magte-take ng ECE or ng EE?
Okay. So for today, no, as of since sabi ko nga kanina, it is a continuous development in terms of technology. Kasi ngayon bago to, pero bukas, next year, panibago na naman siya. So for ECE and EE, since collab yan, magkasama talaga sila, they have to kumbaga expect in the future na kailangan mas maging analytical sila. Expect nila na mas magiging high-tech. Expect nila na maraming development, especially in technology, for ECE and ayun po.
Okay, ma'am. Kumbaga marami pang exciting na mangyayari sa field ng ECE and EE.
Yes, new innovations.
Yes, ma'am, innovations.
New innovations for the future, for ECE and EE.
Kumbaga wala naman talagang pag-stop yung development. Continuous na, di ba?
Yes po.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Part po si ECE and EE for that development.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am. At malaki talaga yung parte kasi sila yung gumagawa. And then in terms of the software, tingnan naman natin si Mr. Caronan in terms of computer studies. Ano naman po yung pagkakaiba at pagkakapareho ng computer engineering at IT in terms of sa mga inaaral at sa mga trabaho po?
More basically kasi, pagkapareho ng IT and COE is more on algorithms. Kumbaga, they're studying about coding, programming, but not in a broad way. Kumbaga, may specific lang naman sila, no? So, yung pinakaiba ng pinala. So, syempre, ano part of it, sa difference niya, is yung COE have more on computer or hardware electronics. Kumbaga, there are yung concentration nila. Unlike sa IT, ang pinagkapareho sa COE, sa IT, is more on, pinag-aralan nila, is part of the IT infrastructure. Then, syempre, a part of it, pwede sila mag-collab since more basically ginagamit naman yung COE is more on the hardware side. Then yung IT is more on the application side, which is nagiging more on related din sila.
Okay, thank you, sir. So yung dalawang, kumbaga yung components ng computer, sir, nagtutulungan sila in terms of application and then the hardware part ng computer. Thank you, sir, for the clarification. And ano naman po yung mga dapat i-expect ng ating mga students kung siya ay magte-take ng COE or ng IT?
Okay. So let's start with the IT, no? Kasi IT is medyo broad siya. Kaya kala nyo lang pag sinabing IT, you're a programmer. Hindi. So, IT kasi, if you're taking an IT, syempre there's a lot of focus. Syempre more on largely on the organization. Syempre dito yan more on graphics designing, 3D developing, mobile application, web development, etc. So, kumbaga, ganun kalaki yan. Syempre, sabi nga ni Ma'am Arlene, technology-wise is palagi nag-evolve. Kaya, furthermore, malaking impact sa mga IT professionals. Siyempre, kailangan din natin understanding yung mga responsibility nila, such as yung mga ethics, law, security, social issue. So for that, no. Then, siyempre, in the part of the IT din, is yung mga concept about yung mga factor such as yung technology nowadays and planning. Siyempre, nagiging part of it na nowadays yung nagiging computer-based tayo or internet-based yung education natin, no. Siyempre, in part of the COE program naman, when you take this, expect ito, meron siyang mga combination siya ng IT, computer science, electronics, or electrical engineering. Siyempre, dito yung mga estudyante about yung foundation, such as yung mathematics, software, and about engineering. Siyempre, natatakal din dito yung mga about sa how to design microprocessor, development yung embedded system, also yung about mga desktop and handhelds. Kumbaga, there are more on hardware side, which is part of it, as a student, is yung ability to analyze, plan, design, install, operate, and etc. Lalo ng mga software-based or computer, more on hardware side ng COE program.
Okay, so thank you, sir, sa medyo technical na explanation in terms of COE and IT. So medyo hindi ko rin naintindihan yung iba eh. So sana doon sa ating mga estudyante naintindihan at yung mga may knowledge na sa computer na nagbabalak mag-aral. So sana maintindihan natin. So ngayon naman po sa inyong dalawa, sir and ma'am, based po sa inyong mga description, saang area po nagkakapareho ang ECE at IE? Sino po mauna, ma'am?
No, Ma'am Arlene.
Sige pa, sige.
Okay, so sir, actually, si ECE, CEE, saka si COE, or CPE, magkakamag-anak yan eh.
Yes.
Kasi both has hardware, may electronics part sila eh, as well as meron din silang part for programming. So, kumbaga, if you're going to, for example, develop a system na merong part ng hardware, o yung ating mga components or mismong device, and then, merong part na software or yung mga program, system sa loob ng device na yun, these three, as well as IT these four courses or programs, kaya po nila magsama-sama, mag-collab to create a whole system. Kasi po, as of today, yung mga system natin or yung mga devices natin, halos lahat yan, it is part na merong hardware or yung physical device, and meron din yung software or yung pinaka-system niya. So, to fully function or ma-maximize natin itong mga devices na to, nagko-collab po yan, nagsasama po sila, nagtutulong-tulong po sila to create a whole device or system. So, yun po sila. In terms of application, halos nagtutulungan po yung apat na programs nila.
Thank you, ma'am po. So, maganda na yung usapan natin, ma'am and sir. Siguro putulin po na natin ngayon at para sa maikling radio spot program. So, magbabalik po ang SMS sa Madaling Sabi. So, welcome back sa ating segment na SMS sa Madaling Sabi. So, bago po tayo magpatuloy sa ating kwentuhan kasama si Engineer Santos at si Mr. Caronan, shout out po muna sa ating comment section para sa mga COE, IT, ECE at EE. Doon naman po sa mga nagtatanong kung sino ako, nakasama niya tuwing Biyernes. Ako po ang inyong bagong marketing officer, si Sir Rick Estrella. Fresh grad po at batang-bata pa, 22 years old. Ayan. So welcome po sa aking mga kaidaran at mga kamillennials dyan na listener natin. So ngayon po, pagpatuloy natin ang ating kwentuhan kasama si Engineer Santos at si Mr. Caronan. So ngayon naman po, in terms of computer studies, Sir Caronan, kailangan po ba na may background na sa programming bago mag-IT or COE? May kailangan po bang skills or trait o gamit kapag gusto mag-take ng computer studies?
Since different yung program from the IT and COE, how they, kumbaga, approach sa kanila, not necessarily na very good sila sa programming. Siyempre, in the part of learning, we're starting from the basic, from first year to fourth year, kumbaga, from beginners to intermediate to advanced. So, siyempre, in this part, siyempre, they're gonna hone yung kind of skills such as yung analyzing skill and logical skills nila. So that can survive in the part of this kind of computing courses. No? Kumbaga, they need these skills for the long run. Siyempre, there's a lot of programming involved dito. Lalo na, they need to know how deep yung knowledge about algorithm and data structure for coding such as languages such as Java, C++, JavaScript, such as yung mga mobile development. Siyempre, alongside, meron din dito yung mga part na mathematical din part, no? Siyempre, kumbaga, comprehensive understanding about, siyempre, about sa mga theories like that, no? Siyempre, we need to have some knowledge for the field, mga linear algebra, calculus, and other material techniques so that they can survive in this kind of field. Ng course. It's parang the same condition ng IT and the COE itself, no?
Okay. Thank you, sir. So ngayon naman po ba na nasa distance learning tayo, nagkakaroon po ba ng pagkakaiba sa teaching na binibigay nyo sa mga computer-based na computer studies?
For me and my faculty, na distance learning, in the part of the IT muna, most of the time, it's almost the same. But ang problema lang with the other programs, since the advantage lang sa mga IT is most of them meron silang computer. Since we are expecting na meron silang computer since they're enrolled in the computer course. Kumbaga, the difference lang is how we will deliver yung mga material sa kanila. Kumbaga, ito yung activity, okay, gagawin mo. Parang laboratory, for example, for the laboratory. So, I will give them this activity, gagawin nila. Siyempre, pag di nila gawa, okay. Kumbaga, may time limit pa lang din for how they much learn about those kind of topic. So that they will know yung magiging improvement nila from time to time.
Okay. So, thank you, Sir Caronan. Ngayon naman po, Engineer Santos, ano po yung pagkakaiba ng ECE at ng EE sa iba pang mga engineering courses?
For, like we discussed kanina, no? Ang focus mostly for ECE and EE is communication, development in terms of electronic applications. So, ang focus namin, for example, si Civil. Si Civil kasi is, ang focus niya, structures. Paano mo bubuhay si structure, ano yung dapat na materials ang gagamitin mo to create that particular structure. But for ECE and EE, we are dealing about flow of electricity, for example. Enough ba tong electricity na to? Enough ba tong power na to? And then, for example, you have a device. For the device, kailangan kasi medyo mabusisi ka kung anong components ang dapat na ilalagay mo sa kanya. Or for example, in terms of communication, kailangan alam mo na compatible ba yung ating devices na gagamitin mo in terms of communicating. For example, in this particular interview program, we have Zoom. So, in terms of ECE, kailangan alam mo, okay, paano natin ipaprocess itong mga videos na to? How we can transmit this data from our source towards the destination. And then in terms of transmission, gaano kalakas na power ba ang kakailanganin ko para ma-send ko yung data na to, yung information na to, na kung saan from the sender sa akin, papunta sa receiver, no, na maiintindihan niya yung information. And that is the sole purpose ng ating communication for ECE. How can we transmit data, information from one source to another efficiently. And then for EE is that how can we effectively distribute power among different entities? Bahay, for example. Kasi definitely, magkaiba yung requirement natin sa bahay versus sa company. For example, sa hospital. Definitely, pag nag-brownout, dapat may power agad sila. So, paano ka makapag-cope up? Paano niya masusustain yung kailangan na power dyan? So, yun yung sole focus for EE. Paano ka makakapag-distribute efficiently, sapat, and safe? Ayun
Thank you, ma'am. Talaga napaka-helpful ng ating mga programs na yan, lalo na sa panahon natin ngayon na tayo ay talagang nasa distant learning. So, in terms of distance learning, ma'am, paano nyo po kinoconduct yung mga laboratory ng ECE at EE ngayon nasa ganitong setup tayo?
For laboratory experiments, for example, no? So as of today kasi since may mga technology naman na tayo. So meron na tayo mga software. And this software and applications, hindi lang naman siya available for desktop. Ibig sabihin, hindi lang naman siya applicable sa mga may computer. Pwede na yan sa mga merong mobile devices or tablets. So, for laboratory exercises, for laboratory experiments, no, meron na po tayong mga softwares, applications, simulations na kung saan pwede po tayo mag-simulate, mag-create, bumuo ng mga different circuits with desired values and components, no? Dalawang klase po yan. Pwedeng software-based, yung mga ini-install po natin, and pwede rin po yung mga browser, yung mga nasa web lang. Puntahan mo lang yung website, tapos pwede ka na mag-simulate ng mga circuits. No? So, kasi as of now, hindi naman natin pwedeng sabihin sa bata, okay, mag-connect ka ng kuryente dito, medyo delikado yun. So, what we do now is, we try simulations. Okay? Para po at least nakikita nila, magkakamali man si bata sa paglagay, safe pa rin. And then makikita nila kung ano yung error, as well as the output.
Thank you, ma'am. So, makikita natin na though we are in this very difficult situation, our faculty members is very efficient in teaching our students doon sa mga important knowledge na kailangan nila, especially sa mga exercises. So ngayon naman po, pwede po bang mag-share kayo ng mga output or project ng mga nagawa na ng ating mga student from EE, ECE, COE, and IT?
So since dalawa yung sa akin, ECE and EE, let me share lang yung mga nauna na thesis. Okay? So for EE, before, no, yung mga nahawak ako dating EE, nag-install sila ng solar panels, isa sa Sistro, or isa sa barangay at Bagak, no? Kasi itong barangay na po na to, since Bagak is dagat, tapos bundok, so may mga areas po doon na hindi siya naaabot ng kuryente. Gumawa po sila ng design para po lagyan po nila ng solar panel. At least, yung kalsada ng particular area na po na yon is malagyan nila ng ilaw. Actually po, yung pag-install po nung solar panels na yon is medyo mahirap kasi tatawid ko pa ng dagat. So, yun po yung isa sa mga ginawa nilang project na kung saan not only ma-develop yung kanilang knowledge but also to help a certain community. And for ECE, we have different projects under ECE. So, isa po dyan is nakapag-develop po sila ng face recognition. So, attendance monitoring po. Then, via face recognition, so, ma-recognize na po yung mukha ng bata and then automatically po magkakaroon na po ng attendance. And then also, we have automatic shredder. So, ang gagawin po dyan is na-shredder po tayo ng ating plastic bottles, no? So, isa-shred siya in a particular size and then automatically mako-collect siya and then also automatically madedetect niya kung okay ba yung plastic na isa-shred niya. Kasi we have different types of plastic and also madedetect niya kung plastic ba yan or bote ba yan or let's see, lata ba yan. Also for ECE, meron din po tayong machine, no? Charging machine po siya. So ang purpose niya po or yung ginagawa niya po is maghulog ka po ng plastic bottles and then yung output niya po is pwede ka pong mag-charge ng salt po. Okay, and then lastly, for ECE, meron din po tayong thesis na itong nakaraan lang. It is a gas leak detector wherein pag nag-detect po siya ng gas or gas leak, automatically mag-shut off, mag-shut down, magka-cut yung ating kuryente. Then, meron po tayong exhaust for safety na rin po sa ating mga house po. Okay, so yan lang po.
Thank you, ma'am. So nakita naman natin napaka-productive ng ating mga students while they are still studying in the college. So sa COE and IT naman po, sir.
For the computer studies, my students, syempre on that time, nag-boom yung mga gaming and also mobile development. So I've started, they propose some programs such as JRPG gaming. If you're familiar with Temple Run, so there are some of them that replicate that kind of games. Web portal, we also develop din ng ibang part na as a computer-aided subject, a particular subject such as Filipino to aid the mismong teacher. And then we have yung, I think last 2 years ago before the pandemic. So we have conducted yung web-based voting system, which is the ginamit na last time ng SST for their election. And there's ano rin pala, more on software, like for example, a basic library system. Siyempre, in-incorporate din yan sa mga, lalo na sa mga system analysis or project-based na subjects, which is in-incorporate nila from the second year until the fourth year. Kumbaga, to maintain their motivation on programming lalo na. Kaya doon sila more on na-achieve na gusto nilang maging selection of the discipline na gusto nila.
So, thank you, sir. So nakakatuwa na kahit yung mga estudyante pa lang sila at their very young age ay nakakagawa na sila ng mga ganitong projects and mga nakakatulong palalo na sa community. Siyempre, with the guidance of our faculty members. So thank you po. So ngayon naman po, ano yung mga, in terms of career, ano po yung mga job opportunities ng ating mga degree program?
About sa mga jobs, kumbaga based on their course, siyempre involved sa IT is more on involving sa mga IT infrastructure, kumbaga evaluating network. So they can have this job, for example, system administrator, network engineer, or system analyst. Kumbaga they're on more, siyempre it can be more also content line sa mga programming also, no? Siyempre, based on their skills din naman siya. Sa part naman sa COE is more on microprocessing, siyempre circuit, and also computer architecture since they're more on focus sila sa mga hardware.
So, thank you, sir. So, talagang ang dami. At hindi man po yung mga ganitong courses ngayon sa panahon natin ngayon. Sa ECE and EE naman po, ma'am.
Okay. Job opportunities for ECE, actually madami. Kasi under ECE, madaming work or mga job opportunities na pwede silang makuha. For example, sa mga industry, let's see, mga planta. So, instrumentation and control, under po yan ng ECE, so pwede po sila pumasok doon. Pangalawa, pwede rin po sila mag-apply sa BARCA, for example. Kasi meron tayong mga licensed engineer, radio engineers, no? Yun nga lang, if gusto nilang pumunta ng ganong klaseng opportunity, kailangan nilang kumuha ulit ng panibagong license for that. But definitely, that will fall under ECE. And also, in terms of electronics, like semiconductors, semiconductor companies, manufacturing companies involving electronics, pwede din po sila, as well as communication companies, yung mga broadcasting companies, TV, radio, telephone system, internet system, or internet provider na networks, pwede din po sila. And then, some port, pwede din po nila matouch yung programming. Okay, pwede din po sila doon. And then and also for ECE, pwede na din po silang pumirma ng mga plano because as of today, parte na rin po yung ECE ng mga permits pagka nagbi-build tayo ng medyo malalaking building. Meron na rin po tayong tinatawag na electronic permit. So, ang pwede po pumirma dyan is mga ECE. And then for EE po, same din lang po, no? Si EE, pwede po silang magtayo na, for example, construction company. Pwede po silang pumirma ng mga plano for electrical permits. And also, pwede rin po sila sa industry. Kasi po, magkamag-anak si ME saka si EE for power generation, power plant generation, for example, sa Petron. Okay? Or sa, yun na sa Batangas Dos.
Gen Power, ma'am?
Yes, Gen Power. Yan. So, mga in-demand yan, mga kailangan nila both EE and ME. So, pwede din po sila dyan. And then also, pwede rin po sila pumunta in academe for both ECE and So, marami pong job opportunities for that. For both ECE and EE. Ayun po.
Thank you, ma'am. So ngayon naman po, isa sa mga core values ng Heroes ay order. Sa madaling sabi, ano po ang hashtag tatak heroes ng COE, IT, ECE, EE students in terms of order? Sino po muna?
Okay. Okay, ako na una.
Sige,
Okay.
sir.
Thank you. Based on the core value of the heroes order, syempre, in the part of IT or computer studies, so, syempre, they need, for example, developing a software or a program. So, they need some sequence or phases. Kung baga, there are magiging orderly manner and organized. Syempre, we cannot go with the output agad kung hindi natin sunod-sunod yung gagawin nila. So, in the right way. And then, syempre, as part, ako as a programmer, to help the students also in the part of that. Syempre, in coding also, kailangan din ng so that it will be much readable or madaling ma-detect or some bugs of error. Syempre, they need to order kumbaga, how the sequence and properly putting the codes properly so that we can make it in an orderly, organized fashion. And the part na mas madali mababasa ng other than programmer. And the part of the kumukuha ng programming subjects. So that's all.
Siyempre, sir, mahirap kung allow order, baka hindi ma-read yung program na gagawin nila, di ba? So, thank you, sir. So, ngayon naman po, si Engineer Santos.
Okay, so for Tatak Heroes, core values order, no? Actually, this is not only for ECE and EE. So, lahat na natin siya. For engineering, COE, IT, no? For engineering, sabihin na natin, no? Meron kaming subject na engineering management. And for this engineering management, from the word management, you're going to manage. And how can you manage if there is no order? So to effectively manage, kailangan may order. So para din lang yan, problem solving. Pag nagsisolve ka ng problem, you have to identify the problem itself, try to formulate a hypothesis, tapos anong gagamitin ko solution or gagamitin ko formula, and then execute the solution. Ganun din po for engineering or for other courses. Okay? Mag-start tayo sa top, and ano siyang dapat kasunod. Kasi kung hindi po natin sisimulan sa top, then yung output mo hindi magiging tama. So for hashtag heroes, no, for values as order, for engineering, para ka nagtitreat ng solving ng problem. You have to identify first the first step hanggang makuha mo or makarating ka sa last step to solve the problem effectively and correctly. Kailangan merong system, merong right order. Ayun po.
Okay, thank you, ma'am, sa detailed explanation and examples doon sa order at Tatak Heroes. So ngayon naman po, ano po ang inyong mga mensahe sa ating mga listeners, sa ating mga batang bayani at doon sa mga nag-iisip-isip para pumasok sa ating mga degree program, especially in Heroes College?
Sige ba? So, like I said, no, Heroes is, ako, like myself, is a product of Heroes. So, graduate po ako ng Bataan Heroes College. And from my experience, from Heroes is, dito ko naramdaman, nakita, kasi originally po, hindi ako galing ng Heroes. So, nag-transfer ako from other school papuntang Heroes. And originally, no, from based on my experience, comparing Heroes and another school, mas naramdaman ko po yung pagtutok, yung pag-aalaga, yung sincerity ng Heroes to help develop the student to its full potential. Kaya nga yung ating tawag dito, pinaka-quote is to develop into total persons. At iyon po ang gagawin ng ating eskwelahan sa ating mga estudyante. So please, consider enrolling at our school, Bataan Heroes College. So we have the program, Electronics Engineering and Electrical Engineering. Ayun po.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. So, di ba nga, hashtag order Tatak Heroes. So, yung mga faculty natin, we can manage our students to have their optimum and maximum learning outcome, di ba? So, yun yung nakita ni ma'am sa ating school. Na sana ma-experience din ng ibang mga estudyante, lalo na yung mga nag-iisip-isip pa dyan. So, ngayon naman po, Sir Caronan.
For the students na gustong mag-enroll sa gusto natin, and you can be part of our family, not only a computer science family, also the BHMC family. So, dito, you can have all the lot of fun, syempre. Not only fun, syempre, nandito na rin yung mga knowledge to improve yourself or to enhance on what na gusto nyo as a magiging motivation nyo to your career. So I hope you mag-enjoy kayo dito sa amin. So thank you.
Okay, thank you po, Engineer Santos and Mr. Caronan. So, napakaganda ng ating kwentuhan at sana maraming natutunan yung ating mga listener at yung mga nag-iisip-isip pa dyan na mag-aral ng ECE, EE, COE, and IT na sana pumasok sa Bataan Heroes College. Sana unti-unti namin kayo natulungan at nalinawan. Pagpapatuloy tayo sa huling linggo next Friday sa SMS sa Madaling Sabi. See you next Friday.